Hi, welcome to your channel. This is Starseed Revolution 1111. Vanakkam, this is Vinoth here. I'm just doing this front bit because what I saw was I was recording the video and suddenly the memory has been, limit was full. I didn't notice and the video got cut and I was then deleted something and continued with the point where I stopped the video. And later on when I switched back, the video is not playing, so now I have to I don't know what I spoke the first half, so I'm trying to make sure that I speak the things which I spoke in that for that bit. Okay, so I'm just trying to recreate the same thing. So it makes me. It was laughing 2-3 times the attempt failed. So yeah. I was just continuing. This is just one of the final parts I want to. This is the final. I think so. It's not. I'm planning to take one more video on this series of toxic relationship. Okay. So I was going to talk about the road to recovery. Wherein previously I was talking about all meditation, about self-love and all these things there were several ways to overcome those woundings and talking about all the childhood related things which are talking. So that is one side of it. The other side, if you look at it, is that is applicable for both the abuser and abused. So both have the same kind of woundings, but for them, if it is but one can but some people, like for example, if it is a narcissistic personality, they do not their kind of, what to say, their degree of that wounding is little too extreme. Sometimes they say it depends on some people, but then I'm not saying everybody, but there are so many different variants of narcissism. And yeah, so it's like we can't understand until we have proper medical professionals dealing with them and finding out what is that about. But to my level of understanding is that could be that. So it's like they don't end up doing any kind of work for them to the self work or inner work. They don't, because they feel their ego is built so much that they think that they're perfect. That is what their ego says. I'm perfect, or nothing wrong with me. So if they are thinking like that, and there's no chance of improvement, right? So at least the solution which I was talking about previously is for the people who understand and take responsibility for what they've done wrong or what has gone wrong and why they question why, and then try to find answers and to better themselves or to become the best version of themselves or to improve upon their weaknesses, overcome all the weaknesses, and to become the strong, confident person. But now there is the other part of it is to be aware of people like them, to spot these wolves who are come in a sheep's cloth, a sheep's thing. They say some phrases there, right? Like so you have to find out who these people are, whom you're getting into, who are these toxic people, who are there. There are so many out there who are toxic, who are selfish, who want to be taking things from you. So first thing is to, when you get into a relationship or anything, just don't dive in head first and things like that, because if you're really going for a thing, what to say, like a relationship and things. But if you're looking for casual means like in the sense, like I cannot advise in terms of being gays and also, but I'm just thinking it can be common. So just try and take your time and understand the person and observe the person and learn more about how their behaviors are and what kind of their social network, how their social network is, how their behavior is there in public places. And do you see that there is like this love bombing phase is one of the key things which you have to see, which is sometimes overly done, that you get so much of attention that you just feel like, oh god, what is this, I'm getting everything. And do you put them in a place where you think he's the one and I'm not good enough for him? Like if you've already started thinking like that, do you put like that? What was your thought? Do you feel is too much for you, is too much to handle? Just see whether you're trying to handle something which is not of your comfort. So that itself shows there is an imbalance, and whether you're giving love and taking love, or in a relationship there's mutual exchange of energies. Okay, so it's not that you do things for everything for another person. Is it one-sided? While one person gives, the other person takes, or how things are going to work out. So the first step towards this is to ensure that you get into a relationship where you first ensure that you love yourself. Okay, you should have self love and be so happy, and fully you accept yourself fully, and you know that you're worthy, you're good enough, and you have complete self love. You have, like, you love yourself. So these are the key things you should practice before ever venturing into any kind of a relationship. Okay, so that will eliminate most of the people whom you're going to meet, because that itself, you'll not attract some these kind of toxic people or anything, unless, because if you try to attract, as I said in my previous video, you attract the people, the kind of people, you attract these kind of people because we also have the same woundings which we bring in back to us. Okay, so remember that. And so self love is very important, so just keep that in mind. And uh, so yes, self love is important. And so the keep that in mind. And then the give and take is important, and observe whether the person is overdoing things or not doing things, certain things which you are expecting, and um, try to find out the details about their background, and then and take some time to understand how they are. And because see, as far as I understand is, if you're getting into arranged marriage and things like that, this is where the problem comes into. And especially in India and all of these kind of personality disorders and all, I've never ever spoken about. There are people who suffer like this, and they think this is part of our life. We have to get beating. Those are the people who have been, like, it comes from generation to generation. Either the person who's suffering from a narcissistic thing could be his parents would have been like that. One of the parents or both the parents could be suffering with this kind of a disorder, and even their grandparents would be having that. So it could be passed on from generation to generation, in the sense it's like generational. One after the other keeps on passing on the traits, and you can. It's like it's you learn from that, because they manipulate, they do all these things, and as a child you also learn from people, from your parents, or a survival technique, you also do that, and then you end up doing the same thing. And if your parents are abusing, you see that and you abuse that one. Or if your parents are abusing, you end up in a relationship where you will be abused and you think it is right. Okay, so think about all these things, and just make sure that find out what is healthy, what is wrong. Maybe your parents and generation and things like that happened, but you try to change it, you try to be a better person. Okay, so you try and find out, if at all, even if you fall into that, know that it is part of a lesson that had to be learned, and you need to come out of it. And because if you had no awareness of such things existed, it was my case, it was the reason, because I never thought for a moment that in same sex there could be such an abusive relationship, where we were just, it was nothing, we didn't have kids or anything like that, you understood. So I never, that was even more shocking for me. Then only I realized, even same sex, there is lots more like this abusive nature, because the control we need to take control of each other. Who was to take control of each other? So because we both are men, for example, both of us wants control. Okay, so you think about that. So that is where more cases also there, it seems. So as far as I understand, so just take a look at it. And so the next one I was talking about is reach out and get help from for the mental health, basically. Because the one thing I would talk about is, like, I had been here for mental health. I went for a treatment just because I was going through depression as well. Like, I was just going through, and then apart from this, I was just having this abusive things also, and it was like, but the but the psychologist was just like, you know, they had very less, they are not equipped to fight these kind of narcissistic personality disorders. Okay, they are there for general depression or general abusive things and all. They just talk about it and all. They don't know more than that, how because what is see, there's a trauma bonding which happens because there are to us, because as soon as some abuse happens, we will not come out of the relationship because there are lots of things at stake. So it takes a while because we tend to say adjust and things. We'll try to keep it okay. We'll think it is oh, it is just once that has happened, and we'll try to excuse it. We'll think, okay, we'll somehow do manage it, next time it will not happen thing. The person once starts hitting you, this, as far as I understand, doesn't stops is what. But I have seen people sometimes do change and understand their fault and do change also. But in general, see, once that kind of registers that I can hit and control them, then there the kind of things starts coming in is like the next time also they think we will start. So that is what it is, quite so that's why just try and see, if you think it happens again, then it is for confirmed that they're going to do it again and again, no matter whatever you try to give reasons and say, well, I'll stay back here and maybe next time we will do this, or give any reasons. You find some reasons to feel that okay, this happened because of that, maybe you would have. No, everybody has their senses, everybody knows what they're doing, and if they can't control and think at that time, it is not your responsibility also. And so just think about it. And we will take, sometimes people do take a few times before they go into the final decision of say, okay, I've been with them, we were in and out, like in the sense like it was 10 times or 15 times. I would have at least 10 to 15 times we would have fought, broken up, patch up, fought, broken up, patch up, fought, broken up, patch up. So it happened to that level because it was at least 10 times, or not 15 times. I think it's a 10 times. I just feel even I just have to laugh. It was just for the sex. It was for me for the sex. Actually, we were such a. It was just for that kind of a thing. Okay, that was the toxicity or the kind of attraction we had. That was the only thing which was bringing us back into going into that. So just check out that whether. But it was. But if you have kids and other responsibilities and all, please take care of it, because I think you need to prioritize. You need to understand what needs to be done, how to take care of them, and how to. So, but what I've seen from the advice given is you have to eventually move out of it to safeguard yourself and your kids also. Okay, so you have to move out silently or something, because these people, what they do is generally, as far as I know, I never imagined that a person could have so much hatred for you. A person who loves you so much, who given you everything, but in turn, what you get? Hatred to the core, and the person will come in front of you, act as if he's there for you, but behind the scenes, he's the one spreading gossip about you. He's the one is making people, sending you people around to spy on you. He's the person who's cutting around people on you. He's the one who's spreading bad news about you. He's the one who's going and telling around people that you are he or she, whoever. Even I'm talking about both the genders are same. So I mean same in the sense there are narcissists in both male and female. So they are the ones who go and spread wrong news. They are the ones who can even talk to your workplace and bring in bad name, or bring you out of work. They can do any extreme anything to get you under their control. Okay, so just see to the vengeance, the jealousy. They want to take as much as possible. They want to take your energy. They want to take your money. They want you to serve them. They feel you are their property. So they don't even consider you're a human being. They think it is a property, like a shoe or a thing. That is what that just when the psychiatrist psychologist was telling about that, we are like a just like another object to them. It's like this object needs to be with me. I'm the owner of this object. It's like that for them. So we are like robots or something for them. Just use and throw. At least robots don't have emotion, but we have emotions, and they want to take that out also. And they don't like to see you happy. So think about that. They don't like to see you happy, and they want to wound you because they are wounded inside. They want to see the same thing in you, not that the other way around. If okay, something is not, can I ask for help? No, because they, in their mind, they think their ego is built so much that they think they are the best, never knowing that they are the, because the other part of them they don't even acknowledge, which is doing all the bad things, is not acknowledged. Okay, so in my case, when I was gay and I was acting, I was also having this kind of personality where I was just masking. I was wearing a mask, and my ego was telling, no, 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 you're not this person. But at least I had the courage to take up the responsibility and deal with all the bad emotions, whatever, and took the responsibility and dealt with it and came out. But in their case, nobody, they never deal with that, and rather they project that onto anybody who's with them. So whatever they guilt, they'll say, whatever they have done mistakes, they'll put it on you. They'll say, you have done this, you have done this. So that way they process it through you. So you understand the kind of person they are. So such a toxic person. So if you are an innocent victim, so you either should be so strong that you could go through this and come out in the other end. If you come out the other end, you are you're such a strong, you have a strong spirit. Okay, so you can achieve anything in the world. That is what I'm saying. So that is the level you have to think. And these people, I still hope and believe. I just wish, I was hoping that I tried to do my healing sessions with them. I tried my healing. I tried just trying to do meditations. But the problem for me was I was just like forcing 1 2 days he does the meditation, then after that is gone. And healing, he does healing and all. I don't know how much effective it was, but I had to do more sessions to get in cleared because his blockages were there. So I was trying to find solution to this. I was more interested in finding a solution to this problem with them, because I was thinking that there should be some way they could work it out. But as far as I know, there has not been any solution so far, and it is there are few of them who are putting out certain ways to bring down their ego control and slowly reduce their ego control. Is something that there are ways to reduce that kind of what to say, the kind of qualities, the negative qualities that they exhibit, that it could be reduced. Okay, so now if you see the chances of them going in for any medical help and mental health and then coming through the other end very well is going to be a little challenging. I'm not going to say, not going to rule out, and if anybody of that race watching, I wish we could work together, we could find out ways and make your life happier and the person whom you're with is happier. It's not our intention to just hate the other person. It is, I still love him so much. Actually, I would say I love him so much, and I just wish good things for him. And it's only thing, it's like there's such a beautiful people, like so beautiful, so handsome, and yet lifeless. And why means, it is because they are abandoned. And if you go to more spiritual terms, there is so many other ways they define it in. And Christianity, they say that this and so many things, which I don't want to go into and talk about all those things. But for me, I just look at him as another. He's a good friend. He was a nice friend. He brought happiness into my life also. He's with him, there has been wonderful, great times that we have spent, and wonder the most. So I just feel that where is that part of them which kind of maybe they are acting or something, but is there any way to revive them and bring them to things? Is what I thought, and went back and so many times I tried. I didn't. I don't think so. There was any change to it, or maybe I'm hoping that if he finds after I've completely shut down going from them, from going to him, and hope that there could be some transformation happening to him, and so that is what it is. Otherwise, there is no medically, there is no great things achieved for these people, is what I understand. So maybe if I'm wrong, just please take a look at it. It's not that from my understanding, my research, what I've seen is very difficult. But if they're willing, because they should be willing to acknowledge that they have that problem. Sorry, I was just not able to. So willing to accept that they have a problem, and then willing to go to a specialist of that kind, because there also they do it just because they want to manipulate that event, because they will say, I went there, now I have changed everything, I'm finally recovered, so can we get back together? So that also is very difficult. You can't, because they can act for a few months, they can act very well. Okay, that same whatever happened, they'll reach. But when the devaluation comes, with the vengeance comes out. Okay, oh, you made me like this. Their vengeance grows aggressively, more and more and more. So it's not one side you want to help them, you want to be with them, or something pulls you back into the relationship, but the other side just is quite toxic. This is the person who goes and gives everything to the friends, does everything with the friends, gives money to the friends, but in your suffering, in my case, I had a day when I was not able to have, because I was just completely broke actually. Just I didn't have anything to eat also. Hardly had water to drink, and I just had nobody to. I was so much I couldn't get up from the bed, and I was just literally crying actually, and thinking, what am I to do right now? I was thinking, why this kind of a spiritual awakening journey? What is this transformation? I thought I would, because I was not willing to take from my parents at that time and to ask them or anything. I thought I will do it myself. I'll just work out things. And friends also, I was little hesitant. I was not a person who can ask money and all. It was very difficult for me to ask, and I've felt like I was losing it, and I was just feeling ashamed of myself, of what I was doing, what I was going through, and why is this happening to me. And I was hoping that some way money would come, I would get back on my foot. I was thinking, but no. I was in for a major ride of life where I had no money to eat. I had water to drink for a day, and I starved. If I tell outside, people will really be surprised. If you was watching it, you might be surprised. I've literally had no money with me, and I just kind of drank water, and that much of hunger was there in me. And then I realized the importance, and the importance of food, importance of money, importance of everything, just to the hunger on people. Like, that was my lesson, to learn and understand that to live a life where you're hungry and you don't have food, so how desperate you become. Like, you just, and I just, to get for example, when I, after that so I was just going to, I talk about that in a separate thing. But yeah, so when I was in that state, I'm asking, the only person was this guy who was there. I just texted him and I asked him if he can give me 20 pounds. 20 pounds. He says, what are you talking about? Why you're asking me money? And this is when we know each other for about 1 year, and now he talks, because he was staying close by here, because there was no other friend that was COVID, and all these things were, restriction was there. I couldn't ask any other friends, but just, and that too, he cuts me off with that one text, and then he doesn't respond anything else. And I said I just needed 20 pounds to get some basic things, so that I can move on next to, I'll just be able to survive one by one, and I can get some way forward. Cut you off like that, it just cuts you off. Whenever there's money, no, not for you. But whenever there is, for any kind of other person except you, if money comes into picture, given, I'm not saying he doesn't give money at all. Yes, if he does give money, he'll make sure that it's been told 100 times that, yes, I gave you money that day, I gave you money that day, I gave you money that day. It'll be like forever, everything he has done it. Okay, so but what I'm saying is, that is the kind of personality they are. If you see, you can't understand, and they just sometimes love you so much that they don't want to see you or feel so jealous that they want to be you, or they want your qualities, they want to have it, or they want that energy of you, or that they just want to first they feel that, oh great, and things, and afterwards they feel like, how can one be like this, and we have to destroy that. That is what they start getting into their mind, and they will make sure that they put you in such situations where they break you, and step by step they break you so much to see, to the level they bring you. They want to make you in the same level, like how they say they have just a shell, is what they say. They are kind of, they don't have a heart, they just, it's a shell, empty shell is what they say, like kind of sometimes the way they show emotions and all, they're heartless, they don't even care about anything. So if that kind of person is what we are dealing with, so we have to come to terms with that kind of things. Okay, so we cannot just be in denial and think, okay, he's my lover, he's never going to be like this, he's so beautiful, but he's, no, 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 the manipulation, all these things. Why I'm talking, I've only given you few incidents. If I give you the entire incident, I can write a book, I can write a big book of all the incidents what has happened, and I've literally, I've completely cut down some of the things which I couldn't even share outside, because it share means it's like, it's just like too many things to handle, too many things to tell, too many private things to tell, and it's just disgusting sometimes to tell certain things, and it's just like, I wish I just want to keep it within myself, so I don't want to reveal anything more at this point. So yeah, I'm just saying, so we dealing with such kind of people. So what we have to do is like, only best option is to move out of the rear, move out. If you have an option to find yourself a job or support, or some support from your family or friends, or you find a job or something that then you can handle your kids or not, keep them safe and things. If you can do all that, then move out of your situation, and then, because that is the best thing that can happen. That is, as far as we know, that they wouldn't change quickly unless they find some reason to go through that, like what to go through treatment and stuff like that. Okay, so nobody, they wouldn't have patience, and they get they need all instant like that, everything should come to them now, everything should come to them now, like, so they don't have that patience to go through. So it's unfortunate that those kind of people are there, but we have to be a little careful and bring these people out into light. And it's not just to light, because we have to safeguard people who are there, who are going to get hurt like them, because we can't see each one to go into that level. At least make people aware of these kind of people, so that you know next time about how to protect yourself, protect your energy, protect your heart, and you know, protect, I mean, save your energy, time, and entire life itself for that matter. So it's not that I'm against all of them, but I wish there could be a solution, wish they could find some ways and means to kind of treat them, and or there is some spiritual way things turns around. If they go through, if there is a spiritual, like intervention from higher above, if there is an intervention and transformation happens to them, and they can come through changed in a different way, which is quite, it will be a miracle, I think. So if that happens, it's quite a thing. And again, so we never know, there might be something in the future, or it could be there. So let's hope that we at least you kind of understand and recognize these kind of people, their traits, their behaviors, and don't just jump into marriage. And even if you jump into marriage, just take some time, at least a year before you have a kid or something, because the next thing is like, they want you to be bonded in the marriage. Okay, so they try to couple you in some way, that they kind of want you to be associated for life. So that is the first thing, is to get have a baby or something, so that they get tied up you're into that marriage and things. And especially when you're buying, just keep your finances separate and keep things until you know the person. Let it take a year, 2, 3, 4 years. What is wrong? Don't immediately say this is what. Be independent, and be completely independent of the other person. Be yourself. You should take care of yourself, and you should be in a place to not to depend on another person. If he is not there, I can't do. You should be in a place I can do everything, and if he's there, it is helpful. That's all. So that is the attitude you have to follow. If not, it's a codependent relationship. When you think you can't do without something, without another person, it's a codependency. Okay, so this is very important to be independent in your own ways. And once you are in that place, nobody can never come and touch you. So once I grew my self-love and I was strong in my own thing, I didn't want him to depend on him or depend on anything emotionally or for physical reasons or for mental, any kind of support or anything for that matter. As I became stronger and stronger, I could sense the difference between how the way he has been reacting to me. Okay, the more they sense the personality, they sense the power of us that comes over them. Before that, he was overpowering me when I was already showing him off that kind of a vibe, where it was the reflection of me, right? He could easily read that out of me. But as I was gaining more self-love, self-confidence and things, I could see him that the same person was never, even though he tries to raise his voice, he knows exactly where he is going wrong and how to just be careful when he's dealing with me. So he got into that the other side of it. I could understand. Doesn't matter whether physically or whatever. When you have the courage, you have self-love and your self-respect, the other side automatically, as the shows the it automatically the vibe is there. Okay, so they get scared not to mess up with this person. Okay, so just build up that, be independent and try and observe people before you commit yourself in a relationship. And so if you're already in a thing, safely try to move out as possible. See, weigh out your options, and don't be in a denial mode. And these videos and all I'm taking as if you'll say you did like this. Yes, I did. I unknowingly I did. If I had seen any of my friends going through this, if there was one person who has put a video of this kind of abuse in internet, I've only seen straight people all putting. I've never seen same-sex couples putting anywhere. If one person told me that in same-sex this also happens, means I would have just been very alert about it, and I was very cautious till then. But that so anyway, everything had to happen for a reason is what I'm saying. And at the same time, try not to completely be in a state of anger, be in a victim mode. And see, over a time period, we have to get out that anger, whatever anger we have, that hatred we have, that resentment, and all these things will come. Okay, we have all the negativity of that. We want to take revenge on them or something. No, that and all, it's not going to really help us. Just what you have to do is surrender everything, release all that anger, and rather practice the art of forgiveness. Okay, that is where I was ready to. I was thinking, how dare he does this to me? I have to find out a way to bring him down. I just need to bring him down some way or the other. I was thinking, God, show me the power, I'll bring him. I used to tell him here itself. I used to say, I'll bring you down like anything. Okay, just it is like a challenge to him. Okay, sometimes he was like, he was scared. Actually, he was scared. Once I had my spiritual awakening started, I used to say, I'll bring you down like anything. Just mind it, what happens. Like, okay, I was very, I kind of say, as if like a thing I started. Then only I realized, then only God tapped me and said, just shut your mouth. This is not enlightenment. This is your ego speaking. I'm not going to support you in that we will take care. You just calm down. Just calm down. It's enough of your filmy dialogues is enough. Bollywood dialogues is enough. So I'm just making it, just saying that because I was also like in that way. I thought you have got the power of with God or with us. Now I'll do. No, actually it is. It is, if you see in spirituality and all, it comes like this. They'll tell that we both, everybody in our life, whoever comes across in our life, has signed a kind of contract with us before we born into this world. Like your soul, your body, don't consider your body as your thing. Okay, your body is a vehicle in which this soul has to travel. Okay, so that is what. So it has incarnated. Before incarnation, there's a kind of contract and So the soul goes through. Okay, I wanted to talk about this in my other video, in my spiritual awakening video, I think so. So I would rather explain it there, but just say that the art of forgiveness is important. Okay, so I don't want to go into the other topic. I'll talk much more in detail in the spiritual topics. Okay, so yeah. And so what it means is like you have to forgive them, but because they have showed you all your weaknesses, okay? They showed you how much weak and how much you were ready to compromise, okay? How much they could vulnerable you were, how much weak you were, how many things, how many you never had boundaries, all these things. They showed you all the weaknesses and the flaws that you had, only for you to correct them and become the stronger person whom you are today. Okay, so take that pain and just show that you have become strong with those hurt you that has caused, and then you forgive them, because see, at least you have the capacity to overcome and work on it and become the best and strong person. But consider them, they are not going to change. Each one, they're going to change the same thing. They're going to be in the same status. Same thing is going to repeat, cycle after cycle after cycle. For us, they look like as if they are happy with someone, but internally there's nothing that they feel happy about. They are so miserable as they are, and to if given a life like them, I just feel like if they are really intelligent enough, they would come and ask for help and to seek for that happiness. If not, I don't understand. I don't envy their life. So we just forgive them and let them be happy in whatever ways they are. And but let's make sure that we spread this awareness to people, so that not many get affected and everybody knows and keeps them at bay, so they know where they stand. And so because they need not come and affect another person to give them a company, because misery likes company is what they say, right? So we need not give company to them. That is not required for us. So that is what I wanted to talk as part of the recovery process. This is in general what you have to be and how you have to work out in a relationship level I'm talking about. So I hope you got some points out of that. And so have self-love, be independent, observe the person, see their behaviors, take some time before you commit to anything serious, and just see there is equal give and take in everything. And if you see the more red flags anywhere, just make a note of the red flags and go to YouTube and check out relationship videos, anything that you feel doubtful about. If there is a doubt, if you feel there is something wrong, something is not right, something is not working well, just take your time and don't commit to pressure and things. That's my advice, and that my from my personal things that I had. And also set boundaries and check, ensure that the person is not with the phone or with the laptop with the things diverting our attention, and doing something behind the scenes. And if you start looking at things like whether they're cheating on you, whether you sense something is not right and things, whenever there is red flags coming, there are hundreds of red flags. There are so many things that can come up when we ignore that, because we think, oh, this is I imagined it to be like this, but the reality is coming out to be this. It cannot be like that. So I'm trying to, no, I'm not going to, I'll be in denial and live in my fantasy. If you do that, we are going to really go into get into trouble. Okay, so just think about it and take care, and just make sure that if you were witness for abusive relationship or anything, just try and ensure that you don't enter into a relationship where you are also getting into the same kind of mode. You rather work on yourself, work on your childhood wounds, work on your self-love, work on things, and then get into a relationship. You will have a much healthier one, is my advice. So I believe I've kind of covered pretty much what I wanted as part of the series. And if there is anything apart from that, last but not least, always forgive them and try and release them from your life completely. Have no contact, completely go no contact, and don't show your identity anywhere. Don't be around them any place where they can trigger you or bring back some kind of memories back into your life. And just move out as far as possible, or change your location if possible. And that is what my advice as far as I can say. And um, and also last but not least, send them, forgive them, and so that you're forgiving them not to make them happy or anything. It is for your own thing. You forgive yourself for putting yourself in that place, and forgive the other person, because you don't want to carry that anger, resentment, all these negativity. Rather, you just forgive them and let them go with love. Just send them love and send them off. So that would be the best way to end that particular relationship in a healthy way, if possible. So try to be that person. Okay. So with that, I think I will end this end the series most probably. So I don't think I have anything more to add. If at all, if I have to add, I will just see if I can add one more video if at all possible. But for now, I think it's good. And I hope you people have learned a lot, at least from my relationship. And I just wanted to put everything out there. I was never a courageous person. So I just wanted to probably have a short video as a conclusion to this series. So maybe in the next video I'll talk about it and close the series of videos which I've taken. Okay. So thanks for watching, and thanks for your support, and see you on the next video. Okay.